Hi, this is Vicki with My Paper Connection. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. And look at this beautiful card. I love it so much. The paper is from the Peony collection. I don't remember the name of it offhand. And the beautiful flower and that cool little mark is from Tasteful Touches. Such a beautiful stamp set. And I just love how this card turned out. One quick housekeeping thing before we get started. We have the new August through December holiday catalog. It's the mini catalog coming out. And if you don't have a demonstrator and would like to have a catalog, please let me know. I would love to send one to you. Also, from July 1st until August 3rd, I believe it is, Stampin' Up! Is hosting bonus days. For every $50 that you spend, you receive a $5 coupon back that you can spend towards product in August. And that is a wonderful time of the year. Again, if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be yours. Just go to www.mypaperconnection.com and you can shop, or you can comment or ask me questions, ask for a calendar or whatever. Okay, let's get started playing. For this card, I'm going to be using gray granite. It is cut at 5.5 by 8.5 and it's scored at 4 1/4. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold and burnish that using my bone folder. Bone folders are so important because they really help you to get a really nice crease so that your card folds flat. The next piece I'm going to be using is from the Peony. I think it might be Peony Gardens. It is 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to set this aside because I like to build the smallest to the largest first. I'm going to be using this as a coordinating piece. I'm going to get my black Memento ink out, and I'm just going to stamp up here in the corner, right about here, like that. Then I'm going to adhere that to a piece of the gray granite. This piece of Designer Series paper is 2.5 by 4 1/4, and I'm just going to adhere it to my gray granite piece that is 2 3/4 by 4.5. I want to make sure that I get my corners all lined up and try to have equal distance. The next thing I'm going to do is to adhere, well, first of all, I'm going to cut out banner pieces from this using my tailored tag punch. And this is 1 3/4 inches. I'm not really worried about the length of it because I'm going to trim it to the desired length anyway. What you're going to want to do is to make sure you have your piece of Whisper White centered at that point. And then you're just going to punch it out. And that makes a really nice banner there. And then I'm going to take the 2-inch piece of gray granite and do the same thing. Okay, now that I have that punched, I'm bringing in my little mini trimmer, and I'm going to take it from the tip to at 2 inches to here, and then I'm just going to trim that off. And that's going to be right about where I want it to be. I think this is going to end up being about 1 3/4 then, so I'm going to do that as well. And I am going to leave some space up at the top, right up in there. Okay. And then I will also adhere this down to this portion. And now I'm just going to glue this down. And I'm going to bring it in the middle, right in here. But I'm going to do it flush up against the patterned paper. Just about like that. Okay, now I'm going to adhere this to my gray granite card base. Okay. All right, do you ever get to where you run out of ideas and you're just not sure what else to do and all of that sort of thing? Well, when you do, go to Pinterest. I went to Pinterest and looked at card sketches, and I found this card sketch, and I really loved it, and I thought it would be perfect for this particular project that I'm doing. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is to stamp my beautiful flower. There we go. I used black Memento ink for that. And I'm going to use the Calypso Coral markers. We're going to have a little bit different look for this one. I'm using the light first, and then I will go in with the dark and do my blending again with the light. Now I'm going to bring in the dark, and I'm just going to hit up these spots that Stampin' Up! Has provided on the images as highlights, and then I'll blend it all together. I'm going to try something a little different in this one. I kind of want the middle to be a darker color in this one, so I'm going to go with a gray granite over that Calypso Coral. Just kind of spread that around, and then I'm just going to kind of dot it with the dark gray granite. The last thing I'm going to do is to color it with Wink of Stella. Wink of Stella is such a fun tool because it can just bring such a whole nother level to your project. It's like, I don't know. The next thing I'm going to do is to fussy cut my project. I am keeping my right elbow into my side because I'm right-handed. So whichever hand that you use to cut with, put that elbow right into your side and keep your hand straight out, and then turn the paper to guide the scissors. And you want to leave a little bit of the white around it because that will kind of give it the look of it being die cut. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm bringing in a strip of gray granite, and I am just patting it down really well with my embossing buddy. An embossing buddy basically is a little anti-cling pouch, and it will keep the embossing powder from clinging all over the place to it. So I'm just going to go ahead, I have inked up with Versamark ink, and I'm going to go ahead and just stamp right here like that. Perfect. Okay, put this away. I'm bringing in my coffee filter, and it's always good to have either hold it with tweezers or have a long enough piece that you don't burn your fingers. So I'm using white embossing powder, and I'm just going to cover it generously with that powder, and then just kind of move it around. I'm going to do it one more time. Okay, and then I'll just pour this back in here. I've already preheated my embossing gun, so I'm just going to go ahead and turn that on, and we're going to emboss this, and I will fast forward. And then I'm just going to bring my scissors in and just trim it off about right there. For this card, I am using the organdy ribbon that is Petal Pink color, and then it's also a ribbon from the Ornate Gardens pack, which I believe is a terracotta tile color. And what I'm going to do is just pinch it together right in here, and I'm going to use my stapler, and I'm just going to staple this together. I think maybe in here. Just about like that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and trim this off, and I'll do my ends on it in a second. Okay, I'm going to use a glue dot to secure this in place right about there, I believe, and then I'm going to put dimensionals on the back side of my flower. And see, that just covers the, it covers that staple right up. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and put dimensionals on the back of this, although I think I'm going to trim this down ever so slightly. Okay, I've trimmed that down, and I'm going to add dimensionals onto the back of this. Place this right here. And then I'm bringing in some elements that came from Flowers for Every Season, maybe. I can have it on the screen. I can let you know. And I'm going to use a glue dot to just adhere these down to the underside. Let's trim these down a little bit. I probably should have went the other direction, but and the very last thing I'm going to do is to add some embellishments to it. I think I'm just going to go ahead and use these, I think they might be a Petal Pink. I'm going to put 2 over here. And I'm going to put 1 right over. Look how pretty that card is. The only thing, now looking at it now, I actually love this flower and I love the ribbon. The only thing I would do differently is I think I would stamp this with gray granite rather than the black memento, because it is kind of bright and it goes well on this one. But it stands out a little bit too much. But you know what? It's still a gorgeous card. I love this so much. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that you learned some things from it. And if you have not already hit subscribe, please do so today. And if you'll just ring the bell, you'll get notice when future videos come out. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.